you're a coach, consultant, or service provider in 2025 and you're not posting content on YouTube, you are doing one of the biggest mistakes in your life. And the reason I'm saying this because YouTube, if you leverage YouTube, you have a machine that works 24/7 for you. And in this video, I'm going to explain how YouTube is now on easy mode in 2025. And let me just get out my marker. Just 1 second. Yeah. And basically, I kid you not, if you're able to understand what I'm about to share in this video, you'll be able to attract qualified leads daily from your YouTube videos. You can expect your sales cycles to get a whole lot shorter, and your ICB will be ready to piff you in the DMs. No hesitation, no objections, just straight to the piff. Now, the reason why you should focus on YouTube, especially in 2025, I would be contemplating as well to start on YouTube, but especially in 2025, when you have a golden opportunity you cannot miss. The reason why you should post on YouTube in 2025 is because ad costs are skyrocketing. The market has become highly selective about who they trust and who they should ignore. So they know the difference between the person they should watch versus the person they shouldn't. And when it comes to high ticket offers, skepticism is at an all-time high because there's this stigma around the info space that coaching is a scam and info coaching and online coaching is a scam, which is far from the truth, but there's this stigma around it. But when it comes to creating long-form assets on YouTube, all of these things, your ad costs decrease. Like, you don't have to spend that much money on ads. You build trust at extremely fast rate. Usually, if your normal sales cycle would take 9 months, this one would take 3 when you're posting on YouTube. Or let's say from 3 months, it can even decrease to 2 weeks if you obviously execute on the right strategy. Thirdly, you become an authority figure in your industry. So people don't have to ask you things like, why should I work with you? They already know the answer to that because they know that you can provide a solution and help them go from A to Z. So you become an authority figure in the industry you're working in. And lastly, you can literally easily convert people without ads, because your YouTube not only does the nurturing process for you, but it also converts people for you. Because if you create content, long form assets on YouTube which handle objections and pre-sell your audience, they would already be converted and you wouldn't really have to run ads. Now, in 2025, you don't have to be the person who has the most amount of views or even subscribers, because and you don't need to have all of these things to have quality lead gen through YouTube. Let me give you an example. So we all know Iman Ghazi. He is an authority figure in the space. Now, we know that his main channel has 5.6 million subscribers and he's pulling in millions of views every single time he posts. But he recently, like a few months back, created a new channel which is specifically just for a certain amount of people. And in business, he's really selective of the people that watch his YouTube videos. And compared to his main channel, he doesn't have many subscribers, 60.6k, and his main channel has 5.68 million. And he's pulling in an average amount of views, 13k, 27k, 17k, 9.7k, compared to his main channel when he's in the same amount of time span, he's just pulling in more views. However, and this channel over here promotes a specific info business of his, and this one is more just for his eyewear brand, hydration, just to get more eyes on what he does and what he specializes in. But yet his business channel generates him millions of month every single month. It generates him millions. Now, you might be thinking, how is that the case? Because he's pulling in a lot less views and he doesn't have that many subscribers compared to his main. Well, he's nailed on one thing, which is the content is literally just to attract his ICP. If you're not his ICP, the content really doesn't resonate with you and it has no purpose for you to watch it. That's why he literally specifically says no BS tactical business content to help online entrepreneurs to scale to 10 million per month, 10 million profit. So he's saying a specific outcome and he says who this is for, and he has a certain criteria. If you don't make 250k a year, the info in this channel will be quite useless and not applicable to you. Now, let me just elaborate more on the reason. Because his business channel is niche down, specific content tailored and applicable to only his ideal client profile. Main takeaway from this entire example I just gave you is literally that YouTube is now making a conscious effort to put your content in front of your targeted audience. I'm guessing you've seen these videos, like whenever you open your YouTube, you have videos popping up on your home feed that literally have 10 views or 12 views or 15 views, but they don't have that many views, and yet they're still coming in your home feed. Why is that the case? Because YouTube is making a conscious effort. Now, this is a massive advantage for you, because if you're making more than 20k per month, like 20, 50, 70, whatever, you already know your ICP better than their own therapist does, if they have one. You already know how the problem you're solving is helping your ICP. You already know the language your ICP speaks. Literally the only thing you have to do in order to start generating 10 to 30 qualified sales calls per month for your coaching, consulting, or service-based business is having audience targeting and positioning plus offer content alignment. If you have this, I can literally guarantee you will make money. And this is a bold claim, but I really do. This is a bold claim. You might say, oh, how can you guarantee? But because you need to understand that those days are gone where you need highly edited videos, high budget content, or millions of views in order to generate money from the content that you create. Instead, you just need to create niche down content based on the niche you're operating in. So let's say you're operating in the high ticket sales niche, that you teach people to break into the high ticket sales niche and start generating 5 to 10k per month. The thing is, you just have to create content tailored to that. And like I said, if you meet this criteria, which I know you might meet, it's so easy for you to create content because you already know the language they speak, you already know the problems, the pain points, desires that your ICP has. The only thing you need to do is start creating and have a good content strategy behind the content that you're actually creating. So you could create videos on like specific pain points, like how I get vague prospects to open up, or you could be like, if I had to start high ticket sales from scratch, I'd do this. So basically content that is tailored to high ticket sales. Same is applicable if you operate in the e-com space or whatever. Now, what can you do? Like specifically, what can you do to start generating 10 to 30 qualified and pre-sold sales calls per month for your coaching / consulting business? By the way, if you want me to implement all of this that I'm covering for you, done for you, click the first link in the description below. But anyway, let's just get back into the video. The first thing you need to understand is that you need to optimize for sales and not views. You're going to be stuck and you're going to be doing your business and yourself a huge disservice if you're focusing on sales instead of the views you generate from your content. Because instead of focusing on vanity metrics such as how many likes you're getting or how many views you're getting or how many comments are people doing on your videos, you need to start focusing on real metrics that actually drive the results that you want, which is generating money. Start focusing on how what's the watch time of your videos, when do people drop off, and then you can improve your videos accordingly. Then start focusing on what's the click-through rate, like 5%, is it 2%, which is terrible, and you need to fix your thumbnail and all of that stuff. Third one is video to lead conversion rate. You need to understand what person watches the video, then they become a lead. Let's say if they opt into a certain thing or they book a call with you, what's that ratio? Figure that out, because if you figure that out, you know the exact amount of videos you need to create in order to generate a sale. And lastly is the call booking rate. What amount of those leads actually book in a call with you? So start focusing on these metrics. So these are right. Don't focus on these, because if you do, you're just going to be in a hamster wheel and you're going to be basically focusing on metrics that don't work and don't serve your business. Secondly, if you have traffic on platforms such as Instagram or Twitter, you can redirect the traffic that you have on those platforms to YouTube so that people could get endlessly nurtured. And what I mean is that by that is, let me give you an example. I'm not going to reveal the client name, but my recent client, we ran a story sequence for her, and it basically we are right now finding out, but she told me yesterday that it got her 109 replies from the 4-page story sequence she ran. And this 4-page story sequence was literally took us like 30 minutes to make. 109 replies, and her ticket price like is 4K. I believe it's 4K. So literally, if only like let's say 10% of them these lead these replies convert, she makes money. So that's how it literally goes. And obviously, since we redirect the traffic on YouTube, the people we have on Instagram and Twitter who are already getting nurtured, they would get more nurtured, and they would be more like they would have. It would be a gentle push to basically make them realize that this person can actually help me achieve the outcome I desire. Okay, the third one is to leverage social proof and client results testimonials to have a higher conversion rate and actually not have a headache when you hop off sales calls. And what I mean by that is, let me just tell you. Look at this. Wait. If we hop on my Instagram page, if you hop on my Instagram page right now, you can see I have a entire highlight just for my clients, just for to show you the results. Basically, it shows like client testimonial, text shows results. All of these things are results, and what this basically shows is that the person is actually working with other clients. She's or he is getting other people results. They can also get me results, all of that stuff. So you should definitely have client like highlights of your clients, the results that you're generating, and testimonials that you have, just because the people buy when they see something is also working for other people. That's just human nature. You can't fight it. Now, I think the fourth point is basically you need to differentiate yourself from the market through your content, B, the way you provide value, and C, the visual aesthetic. Now let's take Nick Setting for example. We all know Nick Setting. He's crushing it with his content, and he's crushing it in the info space. Now you could see that whenever you come across his videos, you know it's his videos. Even if a style is replicated like his, the first thing that comes to your mind is like, oh, Nick Setting does these videos. So number one, the way he chose to provide value is through Miro boards. Recently, he is like dropping his videos from his mastermind and stuff, but he started off with Miro board videos, which is basically his way to provide value and his unique visual aesthetic. When you see this aesthetic, you feel something. And this reminds you, oh, this is Nick's content because he has a unique visual aesthetic. And lastly, he has high value visual proof elements, such as he shows, this is a Miro board breakdown, and he shows basically things like tracking sheets, ads manager account, Instagram follows, profile funnel ads, and all that stuff. He shows that. He basically shows you the mechanism, and he knows that his ICP is attracted to that. So basically, he shows it in his thumbnails to attract, to increase the click through rate, and show his ICP that the video is actually meant for them. Now, the reason why people are ready to piff him in the DMs is because his content pre-handles objections. He provides his own unique view towards the market. So in his videos, you would actually see him elaborating on his own view on how the market is moving, what he thinks, all of that stuff. Overall, the value he provides pre-sells his ICP. He himself states that the most of his clients who invested in him and who are actually crushing it for him have already watched his YouTube videos. So if a CEO who's making like around, I think, 200K per month is creating content religiously, and he states this, then you need to understand it's time for you to create content. Now, the fifth point is to include calculated CTAs in each video. What do I mean by that? So the calculated CTAs means that you're not just saying CTAs every chance you get, but they're specifically put in every single video that you create and on a specific time. For example, let's say, so this is just an example you should follow, and this one actually works really well. So through the 10 to 15% mark of your video, you should have soft CTA through proof. Basically, you should just be telling like, oh, how my client went from this to this within 3 months, and another client who generated this many sales in the first 2 weeks of working with us. So it's not really selling the person, but you just show proof that you know what you're doing. And then the second CDA comes from the 30 to 40% mark. This is the direct CDA. So like I just did before, like if you're interested in me actually implementing this entire thing for you, then click the link in the description below. And the third one is actually towards the 70 to 90% mark. It's another soft CTA because we don't want to do direct CTAs again and again because that just annoys the person. So it's a soft CTA, which you could either do it through proof, or you could like do it by showing the case studies that you have and stuff. So and this was actually what will determine if you generate sales for your videos or not, because you need to have calculated call to actions. You need to actually tell your ICP where to go next in order to see a result from your videos. Now, the last thing is packaging to increase the CTR rate. SEO optimized titles and simple thumbnails. Now, example of an SEO optimized title: don't use "how I got more clients." This is extremely vague, extremely broad. So basically vague, broad, and this wouldn't really serve your ICP since it's not specific. However, you should use the 3 email sequence that books me 20 sales calls per month. Now, people know when they click on this video, they can learn how to potentially generate this many sales calls per month using a 3 email sequence. More specific, more to the point, and reaches a targeted audience, okay, which is the main thing. Now that's all for this video. If you enjoyed watching and if you want to potentially work with me, only if you're a coach, consultant, or agency owner who's doing more than 20K per month with their business, you could book a call in the you can book a call in the description below, and we can chat about how we can potentially scale your business through funnels and ecosystems. Thank you for watching this video.